Imagine standing on the edge of towering cliffs, the sea crashing below, and the sky swirling with thousands of seabirds, puffins, gannets, guillemots, and kittiwakes all around you. That's exactly where we are heading today. Hello everyone, welcome to Cat Couple Chronicles. We are in the charming village of Bempton, and just in half an hour's walk from here lies the famous Bempton Cliffs. Every step towards the cliffs fills us with excitement. But before we reach this breathtaking place, let me tell you the story of how we got here. After a hearty breakfast, we left York and hopped on a train bound for Seymour. The sky above York was heavy with dark clouds, and the forecast promised afternoon rain over Bempton as well. The ride to Seymour took just about 40 minutes, a quick journey through the rolling countryside. From there, we switched to another train, and in only 25 minutes, we found ourselves pulling into the Bempton station. By 11:30, we were stepping into this little village, and just a short 5 minutes walk brought us to our B&B, the stables. It's a lovely place, spotless, warm, and wonderfully cozy. We felt immediately at home thanks to its welcoming hosts. So onwards we go, setting out on our walk towards the Bempton Cliffs. With rain predicted around 1 pm, we are keeping a brisk pace, hoping to squeeze in at least an hour of birdwatching before it starts pouring. Now, before we actually reach the cliffs, here's a little useful information if you are planning a visit yourself. Bempton Cliffs are managed by the RSPB, that is the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds. The main entrance has a visitor center, parking, toilets, and even a small cafe. During summer, entry tickets are priced at around £8 per adult. But here's a little tip. If you're an RSPB member, you get free entry to all RSPB sites across the UK, including this one. We decided to go ahead and get the RSPB membership, not just for the savings, but also because the money goes towards protecting these incredible birds and their habitats. In fact, I'll be making a separate video where I'll show you exactly how to sign up for the membership and give you a little unboxing of the package that arrives with your membership card. At the entrance, we showed our membership cards, and a very kind lady welcomed us in. She took a moment to explain what we could expect at the different viewpoints and shared some really useful information about the birds we were about to see, which I'll be passing along to you as we go through this video. But what truly caught our attention was when she mentioned that early in the morning, visitors had spotted minke whales and even dolphins just off the cliffs. Suddenly our excitement doubled. Not only were we here for the puffins and seabirds, but the thought of catching sight of whales or dolphins made the walk towards the cliffs feel even more thrilling. From the visitor center, a network of well-maintained paths lead you to several viewing platforms, each offering its own spectacular vantage point over the cliffs and the sea below. Once you step out from the visitor hub, you have two choices. You can either head left or right. To the left, there are 3 viewpoints, while to the right, there are 2, and each of them has its own name. Altogether, the stretch of viewpoints runs for about 4.2 kilometers, so there's plenty to explore. We decided to start by heading left, and before long we arrived at the very first lookout point, Mosey Down Gate. From here, the crack between the cliffs reveals the sheer drops into the sea and the cries of the seabirds echoing all around. The best time to visit Bempton Cliffs is between April and July, when the cliffs are alive with nesting birds and, of course, those much loved puffins. The second lookout, Bartlett Lab, was absolutely packed with people. Weekends are always busy here, and it felt like everyone had turned up to catch a glimpse of the seabirds. Up until this point, I still hadn't spotted a puffin with my own eyes. But at some of these lookouts, you'll often find RSPB volunteers stationed with their powerful scopes ready to help visitors. I peered through one of those scopes, and there it was, a puffin sitting proudly on the distant cliff, its beak crammed full of silvery fish. The exact kind of picture you see all over the internet, suddenly right in front of me. It was a bittersweet moment. I was ecstatic. Finally, I had seen a puffin. But at the same time, knowing that it was perched so far away that even our 200 to 500 zoom lens couldn't pick it out left me with a pang of disappointment. The thought that crossed my mind was, wouldn't I be able to see one clearly without the help of a scope? While I was still hoping for a closer puffing sighting, there was no missing the gannets. They were everywhere. These magnificent northern gannets are the largest seabirds in the North Atlantic, and they are absolutely spectacular to watch. With a wingspan stretching up to 6.5 feet, they look almost majestic as they glide over the cliffs and the sea. But it's not just their size that's impressive. Gannets are lightning fast hunters, capable of hitting speeds of nearly 100 kilometers per hour as they dive straight into the water, piercing the waves and chasing their prey underwater. Isn't that incredible? And here at Bempton Cliffs, there are around 30,000 gannets nesting and soaring. Yoga. Seeing them in such vast numbers and from so close is an experience that's hard to put into words. Can you see how the cliffs are absolutely teeming with birds? The black ones you see clustered along the rock faces are guillemots and razorbills. Since it's their nesting season, many of these birds are perched patiently with their chicks, tending to their young. And here's something amazing. Guillemot chicks don't stay on the cliffs for long. At just 3 weeks old, they make a daring leap into the sea below. Once they reach the water, it's the father who takes over, ensuring the chick is fed and safe. Here's another important tip for anyone visiting Bempton Cliffs. Pay attention to the wind direction. Offshore winds, those that blow from the land out to the sea, is not what you want. They tend to push the birds down, and the strong gusts ruffle their feathers, so you'll often find them huddled under the cliffs or with the head stuck down busy preening. What you really want is an onshore wind coming from the sea toward the land, that lifts the birds above the cliffs and gives you some wonderful flying shots. Unfortunately for us today, it seems lady luck isn't on our side. It's extremely windy, but it's the offshore wind. So while the birds are still active, they are all staying below the cliffs. Next we reach the third lookout, known as the Jubilee Corner. The cliffs here are alive with activity, and while we were admiring the seabirds, something exciting happened. A puffin suddenly landed on a nearby cliff. And then, even better, it was soon joined by its partner. Watching the synchronized movements was unforgettable. This moment instantly made our Bempton trip feel like a success. Puffins are truly the star attraction here, and it's easy to see why. Every third sentence from the visitors around us seemed to be about them. The whole area is buzzing with excitement. Visitors are pointing, cameras are clicking, and there's a constant hum of whispers and exclamations as everyone catches sights of the puffins. Now let's talk about the guillemots. These birds are incredible underwater hunters, highly mobile and perfectly adapted to diving for fish. They live in tight-knit colonies, just like the one you see here, clinging to the cliff face. Unlike many birds, guillemots don't build nests. Instead, they incubate their single egg between their feet while balancing precariously on the rocks. The birds are packed so closely together that they are often in bodily contact with their neighbors, which sometimes lead to a little squabbling. Watching their bustling colony in action gives you a real sense of how social and feisty these seabirds can be. The razorbills here are simply stunning, especially with that thin white line running from their eyes all the way to the tip of their bills. It really makes them stand out. Like the guillemots, their chicks have a daring start to life too. After about 17 to 23 days, the chick will leap from the cliffs into the sea, and from that moment, it's the male razorbill who takes over, caring for and feeding the young bird as it adapts to life at sea. Do you hear that call? Kittiwake, kittiwake. That's the kittiwake bird for you, announcing its presence across the cliffs. From our experience, we found that the Bartlett Lab and the Jubilee Corner lookouts are by far the best spots for puffin watching. Before we headed to the right of the visitor hub, we took a little break for coffee and cakes, recharging for the next leg of our walk. The first lookout on the right is called the New Roll Up, and as soon as we arrived, the cliffs were immediately striking, absolutely covered with birds, mostly gannets. The second lookout on the right is called Staple Nuke. If luck is on your side, you might even spot shags perched on the cliffs or gliding above the sea. Unfortunately for us, Lady Luck had other plans and we didn't manage to see any this time. So among the seabirds, the only ones that eluded us today were the shags and the fulmars. Hopefully tomorrow will bring better luck and we'll finally spot them. There's also a short nature trail nearby, which promises more wildlife encounters, but we decided to save that for tomorrow. After a day filled with breathtaking views and unforgettable bird watching, we celebrated our puffin sightings with a quick drink at the White Horse before calling it a night. It was the perfect end to a wonderful day, a mixture of adventure, wildlife, and those little moments that make travel truly special. And the adventure isn't over yet. A second part of this video will be coming soon with more Bempton updates, nature trail explorations, and hopefully some shag and fulmar sightings. Hope you liked this video. Take care and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.